Scorpio. Welcome to a tarot reading for the end of July 2025. It's Rena here. Oh, two cards came out. Additional card. Okay, that's a card that I associate. 8 of Cups I associate with Scorpio. Okay. So I feel when I look at these top cards here, is that, okay, we have here the Page of Wands. These are the central themes of the last half of the month. Good news. Start spreading the news. Something, you get a phone call that lights you up. You hear something great. Now, of course, this could be hearing from someone who are currently in a Mercury retrograde, hearing from somebody, maybe from your past, I don't know. And that makes you happy. And 6 of Swords, contemplating leaving behind strife, leaving behind drama, and choosing peace. So those things could go together because you might be, you might have been looking to move, and now you found out that a place is open, that someone you know has a place for you, and that you can leave, because there's a theme of that here. Now, I'm not saying this is happening in the next 2 weeks. I'm just talking about what is going on. And this can be even in terms of, like, if you work, let's say you work for a company and you want to work, because 6 of Swords can be like moving house. So maybe you want to live somewhere else and they have another store where you want to move, I should say. And so you're able to do that seamlessly. You don't have to get a new job, but it could be, it could be here that you're going to have a new job and you're going to relocate for that job. In the past position, we have the 3 of Pentacles. This is a card of teamwork. So this could, just because I picked this card doesn't mean that you have or had this. It might mean that you want that. And that's why you put everything into motion. You're working in a place where everybody was dog eat dog. No, you couldn't trust anyone. Everybody was in it for themselves. And now you feel like you're moving away from all of that drama because you didn't want to be in that situation of, like, everybody being selfish and just thinking about their own glory and not caring about helping others. Also, 3 of Pentacles can be related to money. So maybe you have gotten an offer of more money, and that's something that's important to you. The higher message is the Queen of Wands. I think that ultimately it's about believing in yourself. It's about stepping into your power, but also this is on the emotional level to me, because Queens can be water and you're a water sign. So to me, that's the ultimate. But even, with Wands being career matters, stepping into these things with a sense of confidence, but true confidence, not just kind of like surface things that make you feel like, yes, I am okay, and I'm, I can prove that I'm actually a good, I've been successful at my job. Or if this has to do with love matters, that regardless of another person's behavior, that you're going to be okay. What crosses you is the Six of Cups. This is a card of the past, of children. There may be something that is keeping you from doing what you want to do because you have to think of your children. So even though you want to travel, it's going to be hard on them. Or if this is a card of the soulmate, and maybe you feel like you can't be with that person right now, the timing is off. Sometimes, people that are soulmates, they might each go on to marry other people because maybe they were trying to forget that person, so they wanted to move on with their life, but they just couldn't. So it might be some time, if you have reconnected with a person from your past, that you're able to be with them, and you're going to just have to be patient and also confident that it is going to happen. Have faith, even though it seems like there are obstacles in your way. What's coming in is the Five of Pentacles. This can be a time when you might feel the sense of lack consciousness. So let's say you leave a job, and even if you have a new job lined up, you're nervous because that steady paycheck is something that you really relied on to make you feel safe, and you're in that in-between stage between having it and, that kind of thing, not having it. And so that could indicate that you have to learn. It's kind of like calming your nervous system, because when we make these major changes, it can feel very uncomfortable for a time. But being able to feel that sense of like, I am safe, feel that safety regardless, that can be like a big deal. And the outcome is the Three of Swords. And I picked an additional card. This is about cutting off something cleanly. So if you have a relationship, what you don't want it to be, I would say, is like a three-party situation. So if you have reconnected with someone, it might feel easier just to kind of do something on the side. I think a lot of Scorpio people would be very much against that. They might even chew me out for even suggesting it. So I apologize in advance. But the key is that if you keep holding on to something, especially when you know that it is, that it's run its course. This could be like a 20-year marriage, and some Scorpios might be like, I invested a lot into this, and that may be true, but did you get it back is the real thing. If you feel like you're just kind of holding up something that died a long time ago, then it's all about a clean break and not looking back. And that the swords relate to the air element, and it can be very about emotional detachment, because the person is just thinking about what they need to do and then doing it. And even like with work matters, you might feel like, I can't walk away from this. This has been my identity for so long. So I picked a clarification card. The Eight of Cups is walking away from what no longer serves you. The cups relate to the water signs and the emotions. The other water signs are Cancer and Pisces and wait a second. Hold up here. I just did. Oh my God. I did. Oh, okay. this is the moment that I realized I did 2 Scorpio readings, which I think I said something earlier in this reading. It's like, okay, I'm not even going to edit this when I'm like, oh my God. Because I'm realizing some of these cards I even got. Leaving behind what no longer serves you is really like walking towards something else. You see, she is like a walking stick. And that to me is an important component of this. It's, there are lots of people who walk away from relationships, they ghost people, they do this, they do that. And that isn't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about or run away from a situation. I'm talking about knowing that something is for you and knowing that something is not for you. And these are things that are very, sometimes it's a very subtle, it's nuanced, because on the surface it may look really good. I always use the example of Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Love, Pray. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. And I always say, at the beginning of the book, she's on the floor of the bathroom crying every night because she's in this marriage and the person is really nice. And yet she knows she's not supposed to be there. She doesn't feel right there. And so it's like this dilemma, because she doesn't want to hurt this person. It's not even about anything else, like wanting to be single or whatever. She knows she doesn't want to hurt that person. And then he starts talking about having kids, and that's when she knows she has to let him know what her true feelings are, because she definitely doesn't want to bring a kid into the world when she's not committed to that marriage anymore. So sometimes things can look really good on the surface, and they can be really good, but you still feel that emptiness. And you know that there's some other life that you're supposed to be leading. You don't know how you wound up where you are, but you have to leave. But you don't, it's not about escaping. And there could be like a spiritual activation or awakening, we could call it, that accompanies this move that the Eight of Cups represents. So understand that it's like a pilgrimage that you're taking to reconnect with your authentic self, with your soul's mission, and that can include a person that you feel you're on this mission with. This isn't just some frivolous thing like a midlife crisis, and the person wants to have their youth back, and they want to seem desirable to other people. It's not something superficial. It's something that could be really stirring in your soul. Okay, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope that this resonated. I guess it's the second reading. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.